All right, we got some comics to go through today. Picked up two Whatnot orders, one from Avenging Iron, and picked up a whole medium short box from Gotham Thrift for $4, and visited my LCS for the $2 bin. So let's go ahead and get through these books and see what we got. All right, out of the bags, let's get into it. First order was a Whatnot order from Avenging Iron. Picked up 10 books for $33.90 with tax and shipping. So I guess about $3.39 a book, I guess. Classics Illustrated, Treasure Island. This one looked clean. He ran it for $2 and I picked it up gladly. And when I took it out of the bag, it looked pretty clean still, obviously. And yes, we are attached. We're popped at the stables, but we're still attached. That's kind of common with a book that's got a lot of tanning, obviously, but yeah, this is cool. I mean, any mid-grade Classics Illustrated like this is, to me, is well worth $2. I mean, I paid probably $5 for this book, but who was that? I'm trying to think of his name. Lon John Silver, obviously, and the Hawkins boy, Hunting for Treasure. HRN 165, nice book. I got it. It's clean, looks good, sweet. All right, moving on. Haunted Love. I think this might have been $1. Picked it up. Charlton. 9 issues in this particular run. Low grade, 1975, number 9. But I don't care. I like it. I'll take it. 70s horror, like I said, I'm a broken record with that. I enjoy that stuff. I'll take it all day long. For $1 or $2, whatever it was. Haunted Love, number 9. Moving on. Count Duckula, number 1. I paid $5 for this, and I'm happy that I did so. It is a newsstand. If this was a direct edition, I might have passed on it, but I thought for a newsstand for a book that's, I think, 1989 was pretty cool. And it looked pretty clean, and so far, looking at it out of the bag, it looked pretty clean. I mean, we're in the realm of a 6.0, 7.0, but yeah, Count Duckula. He didn't suck blood, he was a vegetarian, so he actually, instead of drinking your blood, he'll order a lentil salad instead. It's just obviously a lot of comedy involved in that. But newsstand, Count Duckula, 1980. Did I even look? Find out really quick. November 1988. $5. I pulled the trigger on it. I'm happy to have it. All right, moving on. All right, The Buccaneer, Classics Illustrated. This one actually looks really nice as well too. That's super cool. $2 I paid for this. I mean, this is an old book. I mean, 1959. I mean, just to find it in condition like this. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'd pay $5 for like a 5.0 copy of a Classics Illustrated like this, especially when I don't have it. Picked it up for $2. I think it's pretty cool. So, awesome. Thank you, Avenging Iron. You were the man. All right, moving on. Last of the Classics Illustrated, Lorna Doone. This was super cool, to be honest, because this is an old book. This is much older, and HRN 64. This is 40s, I think. I'm almost certain this is 1949. 40s. No, this was 1946. Yeah, this is... It was a love story. I think it was also a play or something, but I could be wrong on that. This is surprisingly clean for how old this book is. Out of the 3 Classics Illustrated, I think I got a really good deal with buying this book. Yeah, they kind of... That's common how they did that. How it's kind of like chopped off at the top like that. It almost looks like it was just trimmed really improperly. That's how they did it back then. Sometimes I actually even have it look like a page was cut out, and that's also kind of normal. But 1946. Yeah, this is a $10 to $15 book. That's awesome. It's got the same little 15-cent sticker that they stick on it there. I mean, that's just front and back. That's super cool. Classics Illustrated, 1946. All right, moving on. Indiana Jones, number 16. Picked it up. I paid $2 for it. Low grade. Why? Is because I only got 3 issues that I don't have to finish my run. I think it's 14, 16, and 30 something. But I asked him if he had any. Told him which ones I needed, and he had one of them, so that was super cool. So I picked it up. Famous Indian Tribes. I paid $5 for this book. Dell 15 center. There's 2 versions. I think there's a 12-cent version and a 15-cent version. And it's actually a book that he ran before, and I didn't pull the trigger on it, but I decided to do it this time. Number 2, 1972, and it actually looks pretty clean, which is really nice. That's yeah, I mean, it's like a 5.0 copy, so that's really cool. So, Famous Indian Tribes, got it, $5. And Binky, got 3 Binkies, paid $4, I think, for all 3 Binkies. I can't remember. Not even sure how I ended up with the Binkies. Avenging Iron, if you're watching, let me know. Fresh my memory. Not sure how it happened, but I got 3 Binkies. Binky number's 13 there, low grade. I'll take it. Binky, nice Binky. Binky number 80. He actually started with Leave It to Binky. The run started, I think, 1948, and then after that, I think in 1970, I think it started the Binky run. 1971 here, number 80. And actually predates Leave It to Binky. I guess I'm not an expert on Binky, but I mean, that's as much as I know. But Binky number 80, I got it. That's a clean book. That's pretty cool. And last of the Binkies and last of this whatnot order, Binky's Buddies, number 10, 15 center. Low grade, not too low grade, but low grade is better than no grade. And all right, let's wrap it up. Let's move on to the next segment of books. All right, $2 bin at my local comic book shop. Crypt of Shadows, number 1. This was an insane pickup for a $2 bin. I looked at it in the bag and it looked pretty clean, and I'm like, maybe it's completely detached, and it could be, but I can tell by the bottom staple that it's not. I haven't opened it up yet, but Crypt of Shadows number 1 in a $2 bin is super cool. I mean, this is like in like a 4.0 grade. Ooh, we are detached at the top, but attached at the bottom, and that's more than fine for me. 1972. I mean, this is like a $20 book in like mid grade. I mean, it's a number 1, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, I'm a big fan of 70s horror, and I don't have Crypt of Shadows number 1, and to find it in a $2 bin is super cool. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have, you know, LCSs, you know, comic book shops around you, but if you do, you know, go, you know, give them a visit, support them, say hi, you know, because I got this from Flying Colors in the Bay Area, but they're an awesome comic book shop, and you know, we take it for granted, but we could be reaching a time in the future where comic book shops just might not be around, and you know, support them all you can. I mean, I'm obviously not a spokesman for my comic book shop, but you know, I support them where I can, and you know, shout out to them. But it's gonna be sad if they ever go away, and I don't want that to happen. So you know, if you're around there, give them a visit, say hi. They're cool people. They're good people. But the Man Thing number 2, 20 center, $2 bin. This was pretty cool too. Lower grade, but I mean, you're still like 3.0 VG minus for Man Thing number 2. Val my art. I mean, this is pretty cool stuff. $2 bin, and I do not have this one either. So this was another one that I just instantly saw and I instantly pulled out. I think it's different, you know, on the East Coast, like in New York. I mean, I think I could be wrong on this, but it seems like to me there are more comic book collectors and comic book fans on the East Coast than the West Coast. I mean, I don't want to start a big old issue with that, but it just feels like, I don't know, maybe in New York some of these books would have got picked up a little quicker. But here in California, I just seem to find books that just sit there. And I mean, they do get picked up, and there's obviously a lot of, you know, especially in the Southern California. But I'm gonna shut up. War is Hell, number 11, 25 center, $2 bin. It looked clean. I thought it was cool. I like war books. My most expensive comic I have is a war book. It's a GI Combat 87, first appearance of the Haunted Tank. I think I've said this before. It's like a $700 book now. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, War is Hell, number 11, $2. I'm glad to have it. I don't have it before. Now I do. And War is Hell, number 5, 20 center, VG copy. Cool little cover. I think it did, I think the first 6, this is number 5, where I think there were reprints of Sergeant Fury. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was Sergeant Fury. They did reprints, and then after issue 6, they ran their own stories. And yeah, but yeah, pretty clean book. $2, pretty cool. Awesome comic book shop. I will go there as long as they are around. I hope they stay around. I think they will. Walt Disney Comics, 10 center issue number something. Number 192, $2 bin. This one looked pretty clean. I picked it up. I've been picking up a lot of Walt Disney's in the bin, as you guys have been seeing from this. You guys watching these videos obviously before. And we are nicely attached. 1956. Sweet. It's a little later one, but still pre-200 4.0 copy for $2. That's pretty damn cool for me, so I'll take it. All right, let's moving on. And to finish out today's purchases, a whatnot order from Gotham Thrift. Picked up a full medium short box for $4. Yes, $4, which is pretty crazy. Obviously, you're not going to find any Hulk 181s in here, or Amazing Fantasy 15s, but you're going to find 70 comic books in here. So, I mean, it's $4. That's the thing about it. I mean, just think about that. If you sell a full box for $4 after fees, you might get $3 after shipping and packaging and the work put in, you're basically giving away comic books for free. So, I mean, shout out to them for doing that. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they usually run individual books starting at $1, and they'll run massive giant keys starting for $1, and they run around the clock. They sell around the clock, which is pretty crazy. But they got a lot of big books that they run. And they also obviously run a short box mixture of stuff that I said like last time, and they'll auction that off at $1. And some of those will just go for $1. They'll go for $5. They'll go for $20, all the way up to depending obviously what's in the box. So, which is cool, because if you want just to kind of give it different assortments of indie stuff or whatever, you know, check them out, because I think I had like a promotion code or whatever. And I think it came out to like 10 cents a book or something that I paid, which was pretty crazy. But Halo, Dark Horse. This was cool. Escalation, issue number 15. I remember playing this game when I was a kid. I played this game nonstop. I still play this game with my wife, actually. It was a really cool game. I think it came out in, 2000, 2001? This was such a popular game. I don't know if you guys play video games, but if any of you guys were around playing video games in 2000, you're fully aware that Halo was crushing at that time. You played with friends online and all that stuff. It was a super popular game. That's actually a really cool little pickup, to be honest. I mean, I know I saw that when they ran it, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I actually looked on my comic shop, and I think they wanted like $8 or something for that book. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can pick up this whole box of books for half that price for... So, yeah, I pulled the trigger on it, mainly just for that book and a couple other ones. But, I mean, that's what it is. That's how it works when you get a full short box like this. Because, you know, obviously, if you have a lot of big books in there, they're going to go for more money. But, so, yeah, that was pretty cool. But, Hires of Eternity, image number 5. Yeah, I have no idea. But we got 2 of them there. Bloodshots. Actually, I think I remember getting this when I was a kid. It's just this random one. Yeah, 1993. Yeah, that's right when I started collecting books when I was like 10 years old. I don't want to give my age away, but I remember this book, Bloodshot. I remember reading it, actually. That's how funny. That's kind of funny how that works. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed it, too. I'm going to shut up. I mean, nobody's interested, but I get it. It's, yeah, I read comic books very slowly. I don't know about you guys, but, like, I mean, when I read a comic book, I mean, depending on what it is, I read it slowly. Sometimes I'll, like, if they say something about a specific person, I'll kind of reference that and kind of look up who they're talking about and find out what his role is in that series. And then I'll read on, and then I'll look at the stories and the pictures, and I just kind of take my time with it. I don't know. I guess it's kind of a therapeutic thing for me, but this one looks familiar, too. Well, yeah, Midnight Nation number 2, Midnight Nation number 3. But, yeah, I read comic books slowly. I don't know about what you guys do, but I take my time with it. I mean, it also depends on what you're reading, too. Like, if you're reading a Doctor Strange, like, sometimes you just have to read something, like, over and over again to find out what the hell you're even reading anyways. Because some of that stuff can be pretty, I mean, advanced reading. You kind of have to either be kind of well-versed in the series or the run that you're reading, to kind of get an idea of what you're running or what you're reading. I mean, it obviously depends on the book, but I don't even know how I got sidetracked on that. But yeah, I read comic books slow, and that's how I do it. But another Trees. I remember Trees from that 7,500 comic book purchase that I bought in the summertime. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. I did a bunch of videos on that, but that was pretty crazy. 7,500 comics for $1,100. I think that was about 14.6 cents a book. Basically, what this was. I mean, this is actually cheaper, to be honest, but yeah, it was a lot of books. It was actually very, it can be overwhelming. It's funny when you have a lot of books like that. You think, oh, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna sort through it in a day and organize it. It's like, no, like when you have a big purchase like that, like it can be very overwhelming because you take them out and then you have to kind of sort them out and you kind of have to, that's a crazy cover. I don't even know if I want to open this one up. I might get flagged, but I mean, you'll open them up and then you'll kind of sort them in runs. What was that number? Got a little run here. We got 15, 16, 18. What is going on there? 13. But yeah, so you'll kind of have to kind of divvy them up in, you know, in your X-Men's and your Flashes and your Batmans and Supermans. And then you divvy them up and try to kind of the issue orders. And then you divvy them up and kind of, you know, but then you got grade issues, you got some high grade, you got some low grade, then you got duplicates, and then you've got the more modern, then you got the modern Superman, and then you got the bronze Superman, and you got to figure out how am I going to sell this? Do I want to sell these individually? Do I want to lot them up in a Superman lot? But then you got a bunch of low grade ones, and then you got a bunch of high grade ones, and then it's just, you got piles everywhere. Like when I picked up that comic purchase, it was like 130 boxes. And, you know, it looked like a mess in my garage. And then, but that wasn't the problem. When I pulled it all out of the boxes, I had stacks like literally everywhere. I had like 600 stacks of comic books. And then I'm just like, okay, I can't remember what I stacked these in. And then I'm like not making any progress. And I'm like, my God, this is a nightmare. But, I mean, it was fun, but it was a lot of work sorting it through. You just kind of have to take your time with it. And but you know, it's fun to do that stuff. You know, it's a hobby, it's a labor of love. And but yeah, I have no idea how I got on that conversation. What we got here? X-Men. I haven't even been paying attention to what I've been looking at, but oh, whatever. JLA Scary Monsters number 6. What was that, 1993? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do with these books, but I got the Halo one. Scary Monsters, JLA number 5. Scary Monsters, JLA number 4. Chris Claremont. A little Wonder Woman action there. It's an interesting looking Wonder Woman. Flash. It's a cool little cover there. 2003? Is that what the other one said? It was. I can't see too well through this. Scary Monsters number 3. Another Wonder Woman. Were they all Wonder Womans? Superman. That's kind of cool. Thunderstrike number 19, 1995. But yeah, it's like 70 books in this lot. Thunderstrike number 20. Time Walker. Valiant Speed Racers. Looks like RoboCop. Secret Weapon. Valiant. Mirage. But yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I'll always be collecting, and I'm not a reseller. I mean, I am a collector, and I try to fill runs and I try to complete runs. That's basically my number one thing, is I enjoy finishing and collecting runs. But I'm also, I mean, I'm not a rich person, so everything that I sell goes back directly right into what I buy with my availability, basically my little my comic book bankroll, basically. So I kind of have to, you know, try to do my best with what I collect, trying to do it at a good deal, and then what I sell, try to sell them for as much as I can, or else I'm not going to be able to, you know, keep collecting, because I can't just afford to go out and just buy all these books, you know, which is common for a lot of people who collect. But Legion number 91. But yeah, I try to complete my runs, and I'm not really a reseller in that, you know. I mean, the thing is when you collect a lot of books, you become a reseller. Because you have to sell a lot of this stuff. It's just, you get duplicates, and you have stuff that, you know, you don't want because you had to get it with other stuff, and it's just how it works. But Yeah, I have no idea what I'm making. Shut up and die. I'm gonna listen to that advice. Number 3. What the hell is this? I don't hear about it. I don't know if I want to open it up. It might be something I might get yelled at. Image number 3. And lastly, Legionnaires number 15. All right, so that's what we had for this week. Next week, got another big giant whatnot order of actually a lot of cool stuff. That's a big order. And but yeah, that'll probably come in next week, and I'll do a video on it. So until next time, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.